Hallway. This is what it looks like. We're
like refilling the drywall.
hallway. This is what it looks like right now. The stairs are going to start getting demolished today, but this piece, I sanded this, I stained it, and I added these fixtures to it, and I actually did like an antique wash on it, but I was really proud of this vignette here. So this whole hallway is getting a makeover. I'm gonna put beat board on this wall and paint it, and anyways, this is a quick tour of this space because it's about to change majorly. Light fixtures are going to go in there. These are going to, the flooring here is going to change. But yeah, this is just a quick tour. I'm going to put a different, I'm going to put a Roman shade on this window. But I actually really like the way that this is styled. But like other than that, this whole thing is going to change.
Yo, 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 what's up? I just wanted to hop on here really quickly and give a little update on the hallway makeover of it all. I'm actually going to do this in 3 parts because it's a townhouse and it's 3 floors, and I am redoing all of the stairs, like ripping out the carpet and putting on the wood stone composite flooring that I have everywhere else in my house. And my amazing construction guys have been here for the past few days. They started on Friday and they've already basically finished like the first 2 sets of stairs, and they just have 1 set left. So, but I am gonna do this in stages because I'm doing a lot of like stuff on each floor. So this first floor is done. The stairs are done. I'm gonna show you, I'll insert footage of it here. The stairs are looking really good. My main question in my mind right now is whether or not I want to put a stair runner on the stairs. I have a dog and she loves to run up and down the stairs quickly, but also like I've definitely fallen down the stairs a few times, and I'm a little bit worried that like I'm gonna fall and there won't be carpet and I'm gonna bust my shit and break a leg or something. Stairs are looking really, really gorgeous. So comment down below. I'm gonna show you what the stair runner looks like. I got the stair runners from Safavier, I think is how you say it, and I even ordered some stair rods that I was gonna put on top, and I can just show you like an image here of what I want it to look like. And then I'm gonna show you also right now the idea of what I would be doing, and comment down below if you think I should do this. It's like I got like a vintage style runner that like kind of looks like Oriental Persian carpet, but like it's like very faded, so it's a very subtle kind of like neutral tones, but the stairs look so beautiful on their own. I'm not sure, so comment down below if you think I should do that, or if I should just leave them how they are. But anyways, almost done, and then I'm going to move on to the rest of the makeover, which includes putting some sconces in the stairwell. And I'm also going to do a DIY. I bought a miter saw, which I'm really excited about. I'm gonna do a bead board wall with like pegs, and then just like halfway up the wall. So I feel like I can handle it. And then I'm gonna paint it. I think it's gonna be really beautiful, and that will, oh, and then also a light fixture that I ordered from Hudson, a vintage light fixture, which I believe is from the 40s, is going to go in place of a pot light that I have in the front hallway. Once that gets installed, that will complete the entryway on the first floor, and I can do a big reveal and it'll be fabulous, and I'll style it and you guys will see it. So anyways, that's the update. Morning! I'm extremely excited today because behind me, the wall sconces have been installed. I'm in the entryway, and these are an alabaster sconce. They've been sitting in my garage for a few months. I was in New York, but they were back ordered from CB2, and then they finally got here. So the issue is when they were installed, it was they're really heavy. So also this is like this wall has a lot of supports in it, my electrician said. He had to make a lot of holes in the walls. And so he did half the work in terms of like refilling the drywall, but they still have to be patched up. So I'm just gonna take you through that. I have a lot to do. It shouldn't actually take too long. I have to patch them and then sand them after I patch them and then paint them so that they look like they've never been destroyed. So this is the holes after I've puttied over them and just like waiting for them to dry. This is my dog trying to figure out what I'm doing. And then this is the lighting that I added. I did put a picture frame light that's LED rechargeable, but this is the vintage light that I was talking about. I had my electrician install this, and I got it from Hudson, New York, and it's from the 50s, and I also had him put it on a dimmer. I just think it gives the entryway a really grand moment and allows me to have some mood lighting with that dimmer. I'm about to start doing picture frame molding on my entryway hallway, and I'm also going to be doing a little 4-inch shelf that comes off the wall. Also has some pegs that I'm going to build into it. I'm not going to go too in depth in this video on how to do picture frame molding. If that's something that you would like to see more in depth a tutorial of, please refer to my second floor hallway makeover. I'll insert a link of it here. And that one, I go way more in depth on how to do picture frame molding and my first time using a miter saw and all that fun stuff. But this one is gonna be a little more simple. My entryway is pretty much done. It's just adding this molding and this shelf and this texture to the wall. And then I'm also gonna Limewash paint it. And it's only gonna go halfway up the wall. So this should be a much less involved picture frame molding process, I'm hoping. I've never done a wall shelf peg rail before, but I don't know. After working with the molding, it's pretty much kind of the same. I just got some pine boards so that are actually already primed and everything and ready to be painted, so it shouldn't be too hard. So this is the entryway after I've sort of cleared everything out. I will be taking down that painting, but this is how it all looks, cleared out, ready to go. I did also change this shade on the window to a woven shade that I got from I believe shades.com is what it's called, but I will link the exact shade down below for you. Here I'm just measuring the wall because I have to do some math in terms of cutting, obviously, and then that is my sketch of my measurements, how I figured out how I wanted it spaced. I like to do it manually. That is a leveler, and I am just creating level lines, so I'm basically transferring my sketch onto the wall directly so that when it comes time to add the pine board and the picture frame molding, I do not have to stand there with the leveler and make sure everything is straight. I can literally just copy paste, which if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll notice I do this every time I add any kind of wall treatment to my walls. And this is the pine board that I'm going to be using as sort of a chair rail essentially, but on the longest side of the wall, I'm using it as like the lip of the shelf that I'm creating. So I'm just cutting that down, and then I'm also going to have it carry all the way across the wall to the other side of the wall. There are 2 doors in the middle. And then here, this is me just cutting all the picture frame molding, making right cuts, left cuts, and I definitely measure everything before I cut it, and then I just leave the saw on right, make all my right cuts, then turn the saw to the left and make all my left cuts, and then bring everything inside. But again, if you want an in-depth tutorial on how to do picture frame molding, please go check out my hallway makeover video from Christmas time. I go very in-depth on this process and tips and tricks and how you too can get this look in your house if you are doing this for the first time. It is fairly straightforward and easy. I did recruit my husband to help. He wanted to help. I usually do everything by myself, but he was down for the cause this day, so he's just adding the liquid nails onto the back of the picture frame molding boards that I already cut, and then just adhering them to the walls with I come in, basically we worked as a team, so I just come in with my nail gun after he holds it on the wall, and I just brad nail, brad nail, brad nail. today, the next step in this process was for me to go back in and caulk all of the gaps and all of the seams. I highly recommend you do not use wood filler. If you have big gaps, you should just use putty. It's so much smoother for gaps. And you can use putty as wood filler, spackling. And it's just easier to sand. And if you're painting over it, which you probably are, it is not going to make a difference whether it's wood filler or spackling. So anyways, this is the shelf. And all I had to do was we added liquid nails to the top of that board that was already brad nailed into the wall. And we just brad nailed it right onto the spot. I marked where it was supposed to be, like width-wise. And I just brad nailed it in there, and it's really sturdy. I put all kinds of stuff up there. I'll show you later in this video that I do use it, and I'll also show you in part 2 of this video when I show you the styling. But once the liquid nails dried, it was super sturdy. And then I am going over all of this with wood filler just to fill in all of the brad nail holes. But again, spackling is a lot easier to sand down, so I highly recommend you just use spackling for wood filling holes, brad nail holes. And this is how everything was looking after it was caulked and spackled and filled in and wood filled. And so now I am coming in with these pegs that I got off of Amazon. I think a pack of 10 is maybe like, I don't know, $12. You literally just drill a hole like I'm doing here. I spaced everything out and marked it before I drilled the holes. I'm not guessing or anything. But you drill a hole, use a drill bit that's a little bit smaller than the size of the screw on the back of the peg. And then you're just going to twist them in. It does take a little bit of doing, but you want it to be a tight fit. You don't need glue or anything like that. You can add, if you want them to be like super crazy sturdy, you could add liquid nails into the hole before you twist it in. But for my purposes, I did not need that, and I use those pegs every day. They're actually full right now, and I have not had a single one break. So I definitely highly recommend these. And again, I will leave these pegs linked down below if you want to try this project in your home. And this is the finished product of the peg shelf. I think it's brilliantly genius. You can buy these at like Pottery Barn for like $400, and I made this for, I would say, less than $50. And it spans the whole wall, and it's super functional, and I think also beautiful. And I love it with the picture frame molding. I had only seen it with beadboard on the bottom, but I love the picture frame molding on the bottom. So highly recommend if this is something that interests you.
Hey, good morning. So it's the next day, and it's looking really, really good. I hung my purse on here last night. Look at this. I put drinks up there. I'm so excited about it. It's going to be so functional. But anyway, so I need to sand down the wood glue so it's flush, so that I can paint and so I can prime and paint. I'm going to use a Limewash paint. I'm going to go to Portola Paints tomorrow to see some samples. I don't know exactly what color I want to do yet, but I'm leaning towards a color called White Smoke. The great thing about Portola is it's in North Hollywood, so I can just go look at the colors in person, and I could even, bring it home and test it if I want, which I may do, but I'm pretty good at making decisions, so I probably won't need to do that. I'm also debating whether or not I'm going to leave these knobs, this wood color, this like white oak wood color, or if I'm going to paint over them and make it all one solid color. I'm also debating if I want to go do this ledge, just only do like top, like the ledge down in the color and then leave the top part white, or if I just want to do this whole wall as an accent. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably do like half top down first and just like see how I like it, and leave the knobs, natural
neutral. And then based on that, I'll either keep going or leave it as it is. So that's where we're at, guys. About to sand this stuff now. Hello, it is a new day. It is painting day. I have taped everything off behind me and I'm just gonna prime the wall, and then I'm gonna put this Limewash on it that I got from Portola Paints. It was nice to be able to like go in and actually see the Limewash paints in person, because I was using Bauwerk before and I think they're in Germany. And I just had to kind of guess or like order a bunch of samples, which was really expensive. So this is the paint. It's called Kingdom. It's a super neutral color. And yeah, I'll show you guys some of the painting. You know what painting looks like, but this is the last step in the hallway process until I get to style it. So let's paint her up. So as I mentioned before, I did have to go prime everything. For Limewash, you have to use a primer base. It's just the best way to get the paint to stretch and to look proper on the wall. So do not skip this step. Portola Paints has a primer that they sell. And then this is just a little bit of the process of me lime washing. I did the space under the stairs, and I got the lime washing brush from Bauwerk because I've lime washed my office and I just had that left over. And it's pretty simple. I ended up doing 2 coats, and they recommend doing 3 if you're like not happy, but I wanted it to be super neutral, so only needed 2 coats. And honestly, the hardest part was taping everything off, but it also looks darker. It dries a lot lighter, which I will show you in a few seconds. This is a look at the entryway dry. Mostly dry, I would say like 50%. There's still some wet spots, but as you can see, I did go ahead and paint the pegs, which I think looks really good. And yeah, painted all the way up the wall to the ceiling. So it is a very uniform look, and I'm very happy that I made the decision to go all the way up the wall. And I carried it all the way over to the other side as well. Okay, good morning, good morning. So I just wanted to pop on here really quickly and give a little update. I've kind of just been working hard on the entryway and not like sharing all of the progress, just because leading up to this point I've already showed you what it looks like to do picture frame molding, but I made the decision to show you what it's like to make picture frame molding, my process. So I didn't feel like I needed to go into detail on this part of the entryway makeover, but I've decided to carry the picture frame molding halfway up the stairs, halfway up the wall, up the stairs, onto the landing on the 2nd floor, and then repeat it again halfway up the wall on the stairs on the 2nd floor, going up to the 3rd floor landing. So it's pretty ambitious. The process is quite similar, but I did want to just really quickly pop on and say, use the Pythagorean theorem to find the angles and get like an angle finder, because it's not a 45-degree angle. When you cut out a miter saw, I had to cut a 37.5-degree angle and then like a 145-degree angle on the other side, or maybe it was 35 degrees. But my stairs are sloping at 35 degrees. So then I had to find the angles so they could run like at the same, listen, I watched so many tutorials. I realized a 4th of the way into planning this that I would not be able to explain to you guys how I got to where I got to, because it was honestly sheer luck that I figured it out, but it's looking really good. This is, I'm like sitting in my office chair right now. You can kind of see from here just like the view of like how gorgeous it looks and just the interest it adds to the wall. But it's turning out really beautifully. I'm very proud of it, and I just wanted to pop on here and say I am not going in depth on how I did it because I don't even know how I did it. I definitely started out with some sketches, which might be kind of interesting for you guys to see. Like, I literally drew everything out, like went into detail about like the angles and like where I needed to cut. You can kind of see here my random scribbles of like what the plans, but I made one like this for every floor. This is like the first floor going to the second floor, and then this one is like the landing on the second floor. I mapped it out here, and then also the landing from the second floor and the stairs going up to the third floor. Like, it's helpful to have these drawings when you're doing woodwork so that you can like write out your cuts, so that when you go to cut you don't get confused, because it's very easy when you're doing the same thing. Like, I've probably made, oh god, 100 cuts on this molding. So it's just good to have if I get lost, I can just go back and say, okay, I need to have an angle here, and this length, and you just got to be really organized. But anyways, that's my little update. I cannot wait to share. After I'm done, I've done the first floor up to the second floor. The paint that was on the wall when we moved in, that the builders put on the wall, is very cheap, and it scuffs easily, and it gets markings on it easily, and I hate it. And I've tried to buy paint to match it, to like touch up the walls, and I just have not been able to match it. So like, quite honestly, I feel like I might just paint the whole wall because I hate the paint that's there right now. It's gonna be a lot of work, and it's kind of like hard to get up high on the stairs. I might have to go buy like a special stair ladder so I can get to the top of the ceiling on the stairs without just like standing on my tippy toes, which would be a pain in the butt. But yeah, guys, that's the plan. It's a lot of detailed work. It probably took me about a week of imagining it, a week of prep, and I would imagine that this entire process of getting the molding up, making the cuts, doing the paint is probably going to take, I'm going to take my time with it, but it'll probably take like about a week. So I'm on day 2 now, and that's the update. So where I'm at in this process, and I cannot wait to show you. I'm going to reveal it in steps. I'm going to show you the first floor entryway, and then show you the second floor hallway, because that is a whole different situation that has undergone a complete transformation between the antiques I've put in there, some of the new furniture I've put in there, the molding, the lime wash. There's a completely different color on the walls back there, so can't wait to show you guys that. This is where I am going to be ending the video. I just wanted to show you all a preview of what it looked like for me to take this lime wash all the way up the steps. As you can see, I bought that special ladder that I was talking about. It is able to be on the stairs at an angle safely, so I can get all the way to the ceiling, which is genius. And I've actually used it many times because I have a lot of stairs in my house. But took this Kingdom Lime Wash paint all the way up the stairs to the second floor, and all the way up the stairs to between the second floor and the third floor. So as I was saying, the picture frame molding went all the way up. So this will be done in 2 parts. This is part 1. Please be sure to come back next week so you can see the full reveal of the entryway. I'll only be showing you the entryway, and I'll be styling it up for summer. So be sure to come back and check that out. And yeah, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in today.